Marketplace exhibitor webinar. We're all super excited to have all of you here. My name is Kenzie and I'm one of the managers for Marketplace, and also joining me today is my colleague Melissa, who's also a manager for Marketplace, and Nicole Pittman, who's actually your exhibitor services manager for this virtual event. So you'll get to know Nicole really well. Any questions that you have throughout this virtual event will go over to Nicole. She's really great, and she'll be able to help you with any questions you have. So everyone say hi to Nicole.
Hi, everyone.
We'll be happy to have her. So we created this platform in order to give exhibitors and buyers a chance to connect without having to step foot on a trade show floor. So this is going to be a really key tool in order for you to connect with those buyers that you're not able to see face to face right now with everything going on with COVID. So we're super excited to launch this platform. We've done this so far with other events that we've seen success in, and we're really excited about it. So today I'm gonna go over how you're going to upload your company showroom, how to upload products, how the platform works in general, because this is definitely, I know, new for a lot of you guys. So that's the whole purpose of this webinar. And if throughout the hour-long, it should probably take an hour-long webinar, if you guys have any questions at all, you'll see below that there is a Q&A, and there's also a chat. I recommend, if you have any questions, just put it in the Q&A, and we have an awesome moderator with us named Ashley. You can't see her, she is hidden and muted, but she will kind of be helping monitor those questions, and we'll be able to answer those. Either we'll answer them, we'll type it back in a chat to you, or we'll answer it live. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do first is show you guys what you should be doing now before we go live to the buyers on September 30th. You won't be able to see any buyers in the platform just yet. That happens September 30th. So what you should be doing now is updating your company profile and adding your products and preparing your showroom to look the best that it can look for when we launch to the buyers. So I'm gonna go over that, and then once I'm done, Melissa is gonna take over and she's going to show you what the buyer sees. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Okay. You guys should be able to see my PDF. Melissa, is that what you see? Okay, great. So I'm just gonna put it in screen mode. Okay, so tip number one is gonna be the Teams overview. I'm going to go over how to edit your individual profile, manage your calendar availability, your company showroom, products, all of that stuff, and also, hot topic, how to manage your inbound leads and company chat. So, upon first login, this is going to be the first thing that you see. You would normally be able to see the buyer list as well, but because we haven't launched to the buyers yet, I can't show you that right now. So you'll see that there's a session happening right now. I can click on it and watch the live stream. And the FAQs. If at any point you aren't sure on how to use the platform, we have a really awesome FAQ link with a bunch of how-to guides as well as how-to videos where Melissa and I do kind of a voiceover and explain each step, how to engage using chat, how to set up your company showroom, how to upload images, all of that stuff. So if you forget everything I say in this webinar, not to worry, we have resources for you. So going back to the page, the first thing that I recommend you do is click on this Teams button here at the upper right of the page. This is where you're going to set up your company showroom. You're going to spend quite a bit of time in this Teams page because there's a lot to do here. Basically, if you want to join this platform with multiple colleagues, that's a team. you're able to have up to 6 team members. You'll see that I have 2 and they're both myself. But you're able to invite up to 5 more team members aside from yourself. And you both will have access in this platform, and you'll both be able to have access to your inbound leads, the chats, and all of that stuff. So the first thing you'll see on the left-hand side is your meetings. So if I had any meetings set up with anyone, it would show up here. So each team member has a different color. I am both yellow and orange. So for example, if I had a meeting Tuesday, September 22nd at 10 a.m., this whole block would be blocked off in orange. So you can imagine if you have multiple team members, each team member has a different color, and if you guys have a lot of meetings, this calendar can be pretty colorful. The next thing you'll see on the left-hand side is the Smart Calendar link. So this is actually pretty cool, guys. Each exhibitor has their own unique Smart Calendar URL that you can send out to your buyer base or your audience via email, social media, or however you want to do it. So it's a great way to share your meeting availability with clients, even if they aren't already registered for Marketplace. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This is my unique URL. So this is how it works. Here, if you had multiple team members, it would show each person. And pretend I'm a buyer. I'm going to go ahead and click on myself. And here is where I would be able to schedule the meeting. So I'm going to make it for 10 a.m. and put in my email, first name, last name, all my information, and then hit confirm. That buyer will then, if they're not already registered in Marketplace, they will then get an email prompting them to join the platform, and then you guys will have a meeting, a virtual meeting. So that's how that works. Definitely a smart thing to utilize. I highly recommend doing everything you can to promote your own showroom to your current clientele. The next thing you'll see on the left-hand side is your inbound leads. So each time a buyer clicks on your company showroom or one of your products or one of your representatives, they'll show up in your inbound leads. If they show interest, meaning they click the show interested button in your showroom on your product, company profile, or exhibitor rep, they'll show up in your inbound leads. If you have the premium package, meaning you have a live demo, each premium package has one live demo that they're able to present their products to buyers. If that buyer joins your webinar or your live demo, that will show up in your inbound leads. So you'll see that because we had a webinar today, I have a bunch of inbound leads from people who have joined the webinar. So James, looks like from Washington, has joined the exhibitor only webinar. I have a lot of people that have joined the webinar. And I'm actually going to stop at this one. Fun fact, this is not a picture of Melissa. This is actually a picture of me. I didn't have a picture of Melissa to add in here. So yeah, that's me. But so from here, I can click on the buyer name to learn more about them. It looks like Melissa is interested in resort and souvenir and jewelry retailer. It looks like she's interested in accessories and holiday. She's a member of Zoo Aquarium Garden Buyers Group. She's attending Las Vegas Souvenir. Oh, and she has a summary. I'm interested in vendors that offer jewelry, resort wear, and holiday items. So this person sounds like a really good fit to me. So what I'm going to do is go back to my inbound leads. And I'm actually going to mark her as interested. Then from here, I can go ahead and click on her again, send her a chat. And you'll see that, let me see, make sure that this went according to plan. Yep, so you'll see that she actually disappeared from my inbound lead section. This is something important to remember. If you see that once you started to engage with somebody in your inbound leads, then all of a sudden they disappeared from your list, don't freak out, they're not gone forever. This is actually, the reason we do this is because we want to make it easy for you to be able to manage your inbound leads so that you know who everybody in your inbound lead section is new. You haven't already engaged with them. So once you've engaged with them, meaning you marked them as interested, you sent them a chat, you requested a meeting with them, anything, they're gonna go to a different list. So if you hover over the home page and then click on My Connections, that's the list that they ended up in. So you'll see Melissa, there's two Melissas, they're different photos, but you'll see Melissa ended up here. I can click on chat again to send her another chat. I can request a meeting with her by clicking request meeting. And that is how that works. So definitely check back often because your inbound leads could change every single day. We're getting more and more buyers into the platform every week. Since this platform is running for several months, I wouldn't just check it once. I would check it, you know, at least every couple of days because there could be more and more people viewing your showroom that you're not taking advantage of, that you're not engaging with. So definitely really important to check back here and engage with as many buyers as you can. Next thing you'll see on the left-hand side is the company chat. So each buyer will have the ability to send a company a chat. So from here, you can find it by just, like I said, clicking on company chat. All my chats are here. If I want to chat someone back, I'll just click the chat button. Let's choose someone else, Ashley. And it's as easy as that. Also, you'll see that on the right-hand side here, you'll be able to see all of your connections at all times. And one really cool thing is that if their picture has a green circle next to it, that means that they're currently online. So definitely a good idea to check your connections and see who might be online and see who you could chat with and start networking with ASAP. And I'm just going to hide that by clicking those two arrows. So that's the company chat. Contacts is just going to be a list of buyers that you have either a meeting with or a connection with. Again, a connection means that you've mutually shown interest in each other, whether that be through a meeting, a chat, you've both clicked that interested button. Team members, so if you want to invite up to 5 colleagues to join your team, you absolutely can. In order to do so, just click invite members, add their first and last name, email, job title, and always make sure that the role is an admin. If you add them as a team member, they're not going to have full access. So definitely recommend making them an admin and then just click invite members. Company profile. So this is actually what I would recommend you if you haven't done already. Go in and do this before we launch to buyers on September 30th. Absolutely most important thing for you to do right now. So we highly recommend that you add your company logo here. In order to do so, just click on this little pen icon. The specs are 1000 by 1000, or if it's just a perfect square, that works too. If you need help resizing your image, go ahead and send it over to my team. We'd be happy to help you. Once you're done with that, click save. You can change your company name if you'd like. Here it just says Clarion Events. Your headline is just going to be a short 1-line description of what your company is all about. So for Clarion, we put Clarion Events hosts 8 gift and souvenir shows. Perfect, perfect and to the point. Then you'll choose the product categories that you provide. You can choose as many as you'd like. You see there are quite a few options. ignore that. Product type, you're able to choose as many as you'd like as well. Event attending, if you're attending more than one of our trade shows. Ignore when that red thing pops up, it's because I'm using a special user type, but it won't happen to you, hopefully. If you have any additional lines, you can put it here. Your website, highly recommend putting your website. Video URL. When Melissa takes over, she'll show you the importance of adding a video and just how much nicer it looks when you add a video. It's really easy to add one. It has to be hosted in either YouTube or Vimeo. And if you aren't sure which link to grab, all you have to do is just click on video URL and then learn how, and it's super easy, I promise. And if you have a brochure, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, you can add all of those links here. If you have any show specials, meaning specials that you want to give to the buyers, like for example, 10% off to any marketplace buyer or free shipping for any marketplace buyer, then put that here under show specials. I highly recommend having one. And then your address, the address is not going to show to the buyer. That's just for internal purposes. Events interested, location, and summary. If you want to put an email or phone number in your summary, feel free. Otherwise, just keep it like a small paragraph explaining what your company is all about and what you guys sell. How are we doing on the Q&A, Melissa? Are you monitoring that? We're good? Okay, cool.
Yep.
So next thing you'll see on the left-hand side is going to be the products. So if you ever want to edit or delete a product, all you have to do is click on this gear icon on the upper right of each product. You'll see we have a very flashy and interesting mug here as our one product, our example. But in order to add a product, just click on Add Product on the upper right of the page. To add the photo, just click on this little pen icon here. The specs, again, are 1000 by 1000, but a perfect square will work. Here you'll put in the name, you'll put what the product name is. So I highly recommend not just putting in a SKU number here, because buyers are going to be able to search on the upper left here, they're going to be able to search on products. So if you've just put a SKU number in the name, a buyer is never going to search L974X. They will search, if they're interested in mugs, they will search mug, meaning your product will be more likely to pop up in a search from a buyer. So definitely recommend if it's a novelty t-shirt, say graphic tee, say black graphic tee or whatever it is. Put that in for the name. You could put the SKU number in the summary if it's important to you. Headline, just a short one line, perfect for a night out or something engaging that will entice the buyer to click on that product and learn more about your company. Product categories provided. So again, if it's, let's say it's a snow globe, I would click holiday seasonal. Product type provided. You can say if it's new for 2020 or not, yes or no. The website and where the website where it can be reached, you can put the direct link to the product, or you can just put your website. Video URL, you can add a video to a product as well. Melissa will show you that when she takes over. Documents URL, location, and summary. So depending on your package level will determine how many products you can add. I believe if you have the basic package, it's 20 products, pro package, 40 products, and then premium, 100, I think, but I could be wrong. We could go over that later. And yeah, again, if you want to edit or delete, click this button. And then that's really all you guys need to know in terms of teams. So keep in mind, that is your company profile. Each company has, each person has their company profile, but they also have their individual profile. So definitely important to create your company profile first, because that's what the buyers are going to mainly be searching on. But once you're done with that, be sure to go ahead and click on this profile icon at the top and fill out your individual profile. So highly recommend adding a photo just to make your profile a little bit more inviting. First name, last name, headline. I put manager of audience engagement at Clarion Events. Most recent job title, most recent company, location, LinkedIn, address and phone number are for internal purposes only. You don't have to worry about the buyer seeing that. And then a summary. Also very important that you click on this manage my availability button on the left-hand side. So this is essentially your availability calendar. So if you are not available for any meetings on Tuesday, you can actually mark the whole day as busy. So no buyer is going to be able to schedule a meeting with you on Tuesday. Or if you're busy in the mornings, you can mark certain times as busy or available. Once you're done, just make sure you click save and your availability calendar has been updated. And I think that's really it on the exhibitor side. Did I miss anything, Melissa? Are there any questions that you want me to answer live?
Yeah, so there were a few questions that came in. So regarding the products, the question came in, are we able to resort the products as we upload them in? Do you want to answer? I can answer.
Are we able to what? Say that again.
Are we able to resort the products after we've uploaded them into the platform?
So the products are going to actually be in alphabetical order. So there's not really a way for you to sort them. A way around that would be to actually put them in alphabetical order. So like you could put A, B, C in front of the product name, and then it would show in the order that you want it in. But currently the platform does not allow you to sort them whichever way you want. It's alphabetical order.
One of the other questions we had is, so there is kind of on the same lines of sorting a product. They have multiple product lines. So is there a suggestion for doing that? Would you put a product line first and then the product name? What would you do in that instance if you have product lines tied to your products?
If you have product line, like an additional line?
Yeah.
Yes, let me see. So what I would do is I would put it in your headline. And when Melissa shows you what the products look like to the buyers after this, you'll see why that's going to be the best way to do it, because when the buyers are searching on the products, that headline is going to show right under the company name every time. So if you do have an additional line, then that's where I would put it. I would put it in the headline. And then we could look into adding a field for an additional line if that's something that you guys think would be of benefit to you. Also, if you guys have any suggestions on questions that you want us to add to this, or if you want us to add an additional line field there, feel free to go ahead and put those suggestions in the chat, or shoot myself or Melissa or Nicole an email afterwards, because we're open to that feedback too.
One of the questions was, can we add to the product categories? There were limited choices. So the answer to that would just be to send that over to us if you have any suggestions, and we'll talk internally with the team to see if we can add it there. A couple more questions before I take over. Product name, coaster or coasters? Does plural impact the search?
So you're saying if a buyer were to search on coaster, would coasters show up? Yes.
Yes, it would.
Yes. It would.
One of the other questions is, how do we view our showroom as the buyers will see it? So right now, the only way for you to be able to see your showroom would be to ask one of our team members to take a screenshot for you. We do that because you can't see any of the other exhibitors. So if you want to see what it looks like, we're happy to take a screenshot and send it to you. Just shoot us an email. Our contact information will be the last slide here. So we'll be able to do that as well.
Trust me, you guys would be mad at us if we allowed exhibitors to see other exhibitor showrooms, so it's
yes. So a couple questions on meetings, which I think we should just answer since they're here. One of the questions is, can buyers see which other buyers scheduled meetings, or does it just say busy on your calendar? It just says busy. It doesn't say that you have a meeting with, you know, it wouldn't say that I have a meeting with Kenzie. Only I can see who I have a meeting with. And then does an email automatically get generated when someone sets up a meeting? Yes, it gets sent to you via email, and then you can accept it via the invitation in the email, or you can log into the platform. We do have a couple of other questions, so we'll leave those to the end. I'm going to get going and share my screen so that we can see the what a good showroom looks like. So you can see my screen right now. I'm showing the Clarion Events showroom, since that's what Kenzie had showed on the back end. We see the logo is right here. Our company name is here. So is our headline. Since I've already marked this company as interested, I can chat with them. As a buyer, if I wanted to send a chat, I could send it directly to the company and not worry about sending it to an individual if I don't know who specifically I should reach out to. This will show up on the company chat that Kenzie mentioned. Scrolling down, you can see right here how we have that video embedded into our showroom. This is a video that we pulled from the Smoky Mountain gift show, and we just plugged it in here just so that you could see it. It will play directly in the platform, and you can watch the video from here. Next, we have our details. We have all of our product categories. We have the product types, the events that I'm attending as an exhibitor, my summary, and then I also have all of my links here. So the reason why you really want to make sure that you fill out all this information is because that way the buyers can see pretty much everything that you're offering. If I wanted to go to an external website, I could do so. If I wanted to look at your brochure or your catalog, I could click on the link and download the PDF that way. I could go to your Facebook page. I could also view your show specials. Then moving down, I can see all the representatives tied to the company. So we see Kenzie right here. We also see that we're sponsoring this session. So this session for the exhibitors on how to make the most of Marketplace is sponsored by Clarion. So if you have a live demo session, it would be listed here as well. And then down at the bottom, we have our products. These, like Kenzie said, would be in alphabetical order. I'm going to click on mug, and this brings me to the product page. So I can see that the image for the product is much larger than the image for my logo or my profile image for myself. I have the headline, which is right here, ceramic mug, customizable. Then I also have all the product categories, the product type. If this product is new for 2020, this is great to fill out because the buyers will actually be able to search on this. So if they just wanted to see items that were new for 2020, they could search on that in the product listings. And then we see that the exhibitor is tied to here as well. If I wanted to make a meeting, I could go back to their company page. Again, ignore this little red pop-up. It's because we're technically not fully live with the show yet. But if I wanted to meet with a particular representative, if there were more than one representative, I could choose who I wanted to meet with. And then I could request a meeting by selecting a date or time. It's automatically going to pick a time that's available for both of us. I'm going to go back home. And I'm going to go to the exhibitor showrooms listings. This, I just want to show As a company, I can search by company name under the exhibitor showroom listings. I can search by a particular company. So say I just wanted to look at jewelry. I'm going to apply that filter, and it's just going to show me the companies that provide jewelry. I can also just sort by a particular event or a product type. Say I wanted jewelry made in the USA. So that's why it's really important to fill out your profile so that the buyers are able to search on what you provide. So I was able to look at jewelry made in the USA, and it brought back, not including Clarion, it brought back 4 potential exhibitors that I could meet with. Now I'm going to show you what the product listing looks like. So again, I can do a sort here. If I wanted to sort just for the items that were new for 2020, I could do so. And randomly, I'm just going to click on one. See, it's going to bring me to their company page, and then I can go to their exhibitor page. As a buyer, I can also sort by the list of representatives. So if I knew who I wanted to meet with, again, it's not showing right now because we're technically not live with the platform, but the list would be here, and I could sort by job title as well. Oh, look, they showed up. Great. So going back to coasters or coasters. So to answer your question, if I wanted to just search for coasters, I could put in coaster here and see how it's bringing up coasters. It's also bringing up a company name so that I'm able to see that somewhere in their profile, they have written down coasters. How are we doing on questions?
So we got one. When do we actually go live and receive leads? Should wholesale/MSRP be included in product descriptions? Thanks. We go live on September 30th. And that is when the buyers get access to the platform, which is when you can potentially start receiving leads. And should wholesale/MSRP be included in product descriptions? That's completely up to you if you want to put that information in the summary. If you think that would be helpful. And then we have a question by Sue. Product example is mug with a picture of one mug, natural color. If that mug is available in 12 colors, for example, is the only way to show that is by putting up a picture with multiple mugs. So there's a couple ways you could do this. Depending on your package level, so say if you have the basic package, you only receive 20 images. So if you wanted to put, if you had a mug that was available in 20 colors and you wanted a separate picture for each mug showing each color, that's gonna use up all of your 20 images. So I recommend some exhibitors I've seen have put up one like generic color of the mug, and then they've also put up another picture of the entire color palette. So everything that, all the colors that the mugs would come in, that's an idea. Or you could create your own, say if you had 5 different other colors, you could create your own collage. A lot of exhibitors have gotten creative with that as well. And if you ever need any assistance with that, we have a great marketing team that can help. So.
One of the things that you could also do on top of that is each product you're able to add an embedded video to. So if you had a slideshow in PowerPoint that you wanted to turn into a video, like an MP4 file, and then upload it to YouTube, you could do it that way. That way they could flip through and see a video as the different colors. It's a little bit more time intensive, but if that's something that you wanted to do or you had questions on, just let us know and we can definitely walk you through how to do that.
Can you set up your team members' availability in different time zones?
So when you're logged into the platform, it's going to show the time zone that you're in personally. And the meetings availability that we have is for 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So you kind of would just have to do the conversion. But what they see is going to be their time. Right, Kenzie?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of questions coming in. Do you expect buyers to start going through right away? Is there an incentive for them to shop earlier than later? We expect the buyers that have already pre-registered to start going in right away, yes. However, you have to keep in mind that this platform is open for several months and we're not going to have all of the buyers right away. There are going to be more and more buyers as the weeks go by, as we market this platform to bigger lists and more buyers start paying attention. That's why it's really important for you to keep checking back periodically and checking your inbound leads.
So I see we had this question before, and it looks like someone else also had this question. When they log into Teams, they don't see company profile listed on the side, on the toolbar, on the side toolbar. That's most likely because your email address may not match your company name, or there could be a few different reasons. Just shoot us an email. It's a quick fix on our ends, and we'll be able to add the company to your team, and that way you'll be able to update your company profile. So there's a few of them that came in. So at the end, we'll show our slide. Actually, I'll share that screen now so you can have our, so you can email Nicole to get that fixed. Let me share. Okay, any more questions?
If you have unlimited products and can add every single color / SKU, do you recommend that, or is it too daunting? Depends on how many colors you have. I recommend adding multiple colors per product if you have it, and if you have the unlimited products package, then I don't really see the harm in doing that. It really just depends. Like if you have a t-shirt in 20 different colors, that might be a little bit overwhelming to the buyer. So you may just add 5 colors and put in your description, more colors available, contact me for details. Or like I said, you could add an image of the entire color palette, and you could say in the description, check color palette product for more colors. But I mean, good point. It can be daunting to the buyer. The more products you have to kind of be smart and make sure that you have a large variety of products that you're uploading, and don't put up too much of the same thing. And if the only difference is the color, then use your judgment. Search tool, how sensitive is it to spelling? I believe we answered that. It's not that sensitive to spelling. It will show up. It will show the closest thing to whatever that person typed, kind of like Google.
The embedded video, can there be a video for every image? What is the size limitation for this video? So the video has to be hosted in YouTube or Vimeo. So as long as it's in there, it can be embedded into the platform. There is no limitation to it. You just have to find the embedded link and add it in there.
As participants, do we get a buyer contact list? You will not get an Excel spreadsheet sent to you. The way that you're going to have access to the buyer list is through the platform. You will have the ability to search through the full list of buyers that have registered for this virtual event. And it's kind of up to you from there to make those connections, search through your inbound leads, search through which buyers would be relevant to you. And that's the tool that we're giving you in order for you to get leads and establish connections. Are we able to edit our product / profiles continually after going live? Yes. I showed you the gear icon at the upper right of each product where you'll be able to click on and then hit edit or delete.
When I add the website to the products page, is it clickable by the buyer, or do I need to add the URL to the website? So it is clickable. The items that are clickable are website, Facebook URL, brochure, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are all clickable, and they'll be brought outside of the platform to that website.
Yep, and then this person joined late, so she would like us to explain how the chat functionality will work. Rajdeep, this webinar is actually being recorded right now, so once because we did already explain this, once this is over, we are going to be sending out the link to everybody who joined to watch the recording. And to answer your second question, you do not have to stay online the entire time. Every time a chat gets sent to a buyer, they will get an email. And every time a chat gets sent to you, you will get an email. But also highly recommend making sure you log into the platform and check your company chats to make sure you're not missing anything.
How do we check our links on our showroom to make sure they work correctly? You can ask us. We can make sure as a buyer we can log in and double check the links if you're concerned about it. But when you add them into your profile page, as long as you're able to copy and paste that into a new window, it should work for the buyers as well.
Okay, and I think that is good for now on questions because we still have some more stuff to go over. Yes. So let's go ahead and keep going.
Perfect. So we were going to show next how to request a meeting and how to search for the buyer list. So I'm going to share my screen again. So I'm a buyer right now, and unfortunately, since you are all exhibitors, you can't search for the buyers just yet because the platform isn't open. But the same process for searching for buyers is the same as what I would do to search for exhibitors. So on the left-hand side here, there's going to be a link that's called buyers, and you're going to click that, and it's going to bring you to a page that looks just like this. Where all the buyers are going to be listed here, and you can search by job title or company name or location, as well as if their status, if you've interested them, if you skip them, or if you haven't seen them yet. So I'm going to scroll the list. I'm going to see if there's anyone that I may want to meet with. I'm going to go to Ashley. So when I click on her profile page, it brings me to her profile and I can see all of her details. And then to request a meeting, I can just do so by adding the date here, as well as the time, the location, and I can add a personal message. Then I'm going to send her this request. She's going to get an email notification that I sent her a meeting request. She can then come in and accept the meeting or reschedule it if she wants to. Now, once I have a meeting with someone, I can go to my schedule, and the meeting is going to pop up here. So I have this meeting with Kenzie. This meeting has been confirmed. She requested it a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple days ago, and I confirmed it. And so when I want to join the meeting, I would click this button right here, 5 minutes before the meeting time. So at 4:55 Eastern today, this link this button will turn blue, and I'll be able to open the virtual meeting room. The virtual meeting room is a web-based platform, so you don't have to download Zoom, you don't have to download anything. It's going to open a new tab right here. The tab is actually going to be called Whereby, and then you'll be able to join the meeting. All you have to do is just allow access to your microphone and your camera, and then you'll be able to join the meeting. 10 minutes before the meeting, you will get an email notification. So keep that in mind, just so that you have your calendar up to date. And then, yeah, I think that's it for meeting requests. Kenzie, did you have anything to add? I think you're muted.
Yes. I don't think so. We went over like how they're going to access their schedule. Yeah. Do we want to go? Oh, go ahead.
I thought of something. Well, yes. So one thing to note is if you're experiencing any problems in the GRIP platform, the preferred browser for GRIP is Chrome. So try using Chrome. You may have to clear your cache, but if you have any questions, again, just reach out to us.
Cool. And we showed them how to access their schedule.
Yep. So that's over on the side here under My Schedule. This will show any of the sessions that you've added to your schedule, as well as any of the meetings that you have. And I see that Kim had sent me a meeting request. So I can go in and accept, decline, or reschedule it if I wanted to.
Oh, somebody asked about the browser, so.
Oh, good.
There is, Sue, for the meetings, there is a decline button.
Yes, here I'll show you on the meeting with Kim. I apologize, Kim, if you're watching right now. I just want to be able to show what it says. So if I wanted to reschedule it, I could do so here. I could also decline it, or I could send Kim a message directly without even accepting the meeting request. So you as an exhibitor have this option too when a buyer sends an email, sends a meeting request to you.
Libby, is there a time limit for the virtual meetings? Yes, each virtual meeting is 30 minutes. However, it's not going to kick you out if you run over than that. So. Is there any mobile app for meeting schedules?
No, it's all web-based.
Yeah, it's all web-based. However, you can access this platform on your mobile device, and it does work pretty well. I actually have done a meeting within this platform on my mobile device, and it worked really well. So I would say try it. You just have to use the same link and put it in your phone. It's not an app, it's web-based, but it does work well on mobile. So I would try it and then let us know if you have any issues.
So that kind of goes along with this question of what if we don't have a microphone or camera on our computer? Same kind of deal, you can send it to your phone so that way you can answer it that way. Otherwise, it's unfortunate, but since it is a web-based program, you either have to use your cell phone or the program, your computer.
Yeah. So would it be appropriate to do chat only meetings or do we have to use video? I think it would be fine.
You can also not share your screen or your video in the Whereby meeting. You can just let them know in the meeting invite. What I would suggest, if you want to have a conversation via camera or audio, but not share your camera, you just want to do it by audio, just tell them, say, unfortunately, I don't have a webcam, but I'm happy to have a voice call through the computer.
Yeah, and good point. You can share your screen as well. So if you don't have your video on, there will be an option. So if you just want to share your screen of your website and just go through like your website to the buyer, then, and you can also, if you don't have a microphone, you can just chat and say, I'm going to share my screen and show you some clothes or whatever. Or if you do have a microphone, then that would be actually, I think, a great way to have a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Answer right.
Can I sort the buyer list by their areas of interest? Yes, you can. So on that page where you have all the list of buyers, there'll be an option for product categories that they're interested in.
And if I invite 2 buyers to the same virtual meeting room, can more than 1 buyer attend the same meeting? I believe there is a way to do this. I've seen it been done before, but Joy Carter, I'm actually going to make a note to follow up with you after this and kind of put together a little how-to on how to do that, because there will be a link that you'll be able to share with other people so that they can join the meeting. But I don't have the resources to go over that during this webinar currently. But good question.
Can you add new within the past 2 weeks under the status search tab? So that's interesting. So what we'll do is we'll take that back to our team and see if that's something that we want to add. I'm wondering if that's for products. I would assume it's for products. So we'll talk about that and see if we can add that to the platform. Most likely, if we can, it would be just a toggle for it, but we will touch base on that. Can the buyer list show which product categories they're interested in? Yes, yes, I think we answered that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to add a column on your company page for something such as requesting a product catalog? So for something like this, I would recommend putting a line in your summary, saying something along the lines, if you're interested in a physical catalog, send me a chat message and I can mail you that catalog. We won't be able to add it because we can't share contact information through the platform. So they would have to voluntarily give you that information via the chat.
Thanks, Sue. She said, nice job, ladies. Will the buyers list have cities/state location of store? Yes.
Yeah.
As long as they filled that out. We can't force them to fill out that information, but as long as they fill it out, they'll also have, do you want to show, Melissa, what questions we're asking the buyers?
Yeah, sure. Let me do a new share. Hold on. So when a buyer initially logs into the platform, the first thing that pops up is a box that asks them all their onboarding questions, what they're interested in, all of that information, and then they click through that. Since I've already logged into the platform, I'm just going to go to my profile. So these are all the questions that I can answer, and I'll let you know which ones are visible to you because some of them are just internal. Like for instance, mobile phone number is just internal, number of locations is internal, and same with budget. So primary business, I can select as many as I want. So this is what the primary business that I'm in. So if I were just airport shops or I were just gourmet food or winery, I could select those here. What I'm interested in, so if I'm just interested in holiday or seasonal, I would X all of these out because I have everything already highlighted. Membership type, so if I were a museum, I could select that here, and then same with events attending.
Mark, yes, you can. Oh, do you want to stop sharing your screen, Melissa, so they can see us?
Sure.
So we can answer some questions. Mark, can you add phone numbers to be directly contacted? Yes, if you want to add that in your summary, then I actually do recommend doing that, adding a phone number or email so that they can contact you directly. Oh, why is number of locations not available for us to see? It is, right? Number of locations.
I don't know. I'll double check on that. We'll get back to you, Sue, because I'm not sure. Now that you say that, maybe I was incorrect.
I think it is available for them to see. I don't think we're having it hidden. Let me look actually. Yeah.
Something that we also wanted to mention, our team wanted to mention that we will also be having monthly merchandise credit giveaways too. So just keep an eye out for those as well. And like Kenzie mentioned before, this is recorded, so we'll be able to share that link and you'll be able to watch it again. Because who wouldn't want to watch us talk all about Marketplace?
It's been so fun. I think it's fun. Regarding Teresa, regarding meeting availability, can I, as a team member, change my blocks from 1/2 hour to 1 hour or other? They're 30-minute blocks and you can't change that. But if you wanted to have a meeting if you wanted to schedule a meeting between 4 and 4:30, but you really wanted it to be from 4 to 5, you could do that. You could schedule it from between 4 and 4:30 and then contact the buyer and say that you really think you need a full hour. But there's no way for you to change the block time. It's 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow,
I think
I love all the
that's it.
questions.
Yeah, I think we did good. If anyone has any additional questions, feel free to reach out to us either in the platform or just via email. We're happy to answer any of those questions.
Yep. And again, guys, just make sure that once we launch to the buyers, well, the first thing you want to focus on this week is making sure your showroom looks the best that it could look. Add that video if you have it, add your products, thoroughly fill out your profiles, add your logos. And then once we launch to the buyers, just make sure that you're checking back often. Don't try to get it all done in one day. We're going to have more and more buyers joining the platform as the weeks go by. It's open for several months. So take your time with it and reach out to us if you have any issues, questions. Again, we have that great FAQ resource page that you can check out if you forget anything or you weren't paying attention this whole time, which I highly doubt. But the whole team is extremely excited to be launching this, and we really value all of you as clients of ours, and all we want to do is help you make some connections. So super excited.
All right, thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.